Oh yeah, did you guys see the leaked photos of the Jaguar concept car? I mean, everybody knew of that like hilarious rebrand video that they did, but alleged photos of the car leaked. And this is rumored to be what it looks like, what the redesigned Jaguar looks like. Now, people are already memeing on it, you know, as you'd expect. Here's the thing where I actually heard somebody who is a car person put this in an interesting perspective where they were like, honestly, you can't do worse than they were already doing. Like literally for this entire year, Jaguar is not selling cars. They're just not selling a car this year. They have never, like they've really, really struggled historically. The old joke was if you want a Jaguar, you have to buy two, one to drive and one to have in the shop 24/7 to fix electrical issues. And I think that that's generally, you know, fair. My grandpa, he was like a really successful lawyer back in the 80s before he kind of lost everything. But when he was really successful, he had a Jaguar. And that was like a big social status symbol, was having a Jaguar back. It was probably honestly, it was probably before that. It was probably like 60s, 70s or something. But it's been decades since Jaguar was big. I mean, nobody is like casually driving Jaguars now. You might see one a year on the road, but that's about it. So they were like trying to reinvent it because they're like, hey, we can't do worse than we already are doing. But it's a car literally like for no one, as far as I can tell. This is going to be a really luxury vehicle. This is probably going to be a $150,000 car. It's going to be a lot. The F-Type was popular a decade ago. Okay. I just, and the other thing with this is like, I can't think of like luxury cars people are typically buying to like flex, you know, there's part of it, which is caring about the features, especially for a car that's visually striking. I think a lot of people are going to be doing it based on the social status they'll get with it. So I can see some people buying one just to meme on it, kind of like the Cybertruck, you know, people buy that because you see it and you pay attention, you look up and you're like, oh, it's a Cybertruck. But this is what's crazy is if they release this, I think their whole color palette is based around this. So I think all the colors of the car are going to be like this. It's all going to be like light pastel pinks and purples and stuff. And it's going to be, yeah, this person made it all black. That looks better, but I don't think you're going to be able to buy it like that. I think you're going to have to wrap it. It's just with all these like really stark visual changes and like changes in the marketing and the color palettes and the models and stuff that they use. I just genuinely don't know who it's for. Like I've never met somebody who's like, yes, slay. But like I see this, I'm like the types of people who like this kind of aesthetic, either they are swimming in so much money that they're totally out of touch and they might buy one of these to put in their collection of 15 cars, or they are working as like a barista and they do not have money for a $150,000 car. But like, if you're trying to go mainstream, if you're trying to get this to be like the new cool car that people aspire to, this is not the way to do it. Jaguar markets a car with inclusion in mind, forgetting that it's an exclusive group that buys their car. Well, and it just, to me, it's an example of not knowing or assuming that there's an audience out there that just doesn't seem to exist. Like same thing with like the throngs of people they thought would be buying Saints Row reboot or Concord or stuff because it was more, I guess, inclusive. And those people just didn't ever show up because I don't think they're out there. And if they are out there, they're not buying games. But that's what happens.